Jeff, how
Recording
did
in
you feel like you
progress.
guys played the run yesterday? Obviously, New Orleans was committed to it and ran it a lot. But how did you feel like you guys held up?
Minus the last run, obviously, of the day in the 4-minute situation. I thought we played it pretty well. They're a good running team. They got a good offensive line that's built for it. Obviously, Kamara is one of the top backs in this league. So I thought, I thought there was a level of improvement as far as our run defense is concerned, especially with a team that was as committed to it. And Taysom is, he's a pain in the ass in his own right. And, for me being in that division for the past 6 years and getting to know Taysom and defending Taysom as often as I have, it's one of the better days that we've had against him, that I've had against him.
Jeff, what did Quinton show you yesterday by coming back after it looked like he, suffered a serious injury?
Just validates everything I thought about him. He's got the essence of a real old school player when it comes to he's going to play no matter what. And the fact that, not only did he come back and play with the injury, but he played well. Just a testament to the man he is, the football player that he is. Old school in every way, and he's going to be a big reason that we turn this thing around.
Jeff, do you think that kind of shows something to his teammates, at this point in the season, especially kind of what it takes for him to get back in that game?
Absolutely. Like I know, a lot of teams in our situation, a lot of veteran guys, established players, they can take that as an opportunity to protect themselves and protect their own interests and step away, not put themselves at risk. The fact that he goes out there and plays like he does with the injury that he had, it just shows you how selfless he is and how committed he is to this organization and turning this thing around.
Was the tackling better yesterday, Jeff?
It was better. It's still nowhere near what it needs to be. Has some critical missed tackles and critical situations, especially down in the red zone, that we have to be better. Tracking's got to be better. The commitment to a wrap's got to be better. We got to get our pads on them. And then the pursuit by the entire defense, assuming that we're going to miss tackles, I think that's extremely important as well. To say it all the time, get to the ball like it's oxygen. And we have to live that life more consistently, collectively.
Jeff, how much does playing against the Dolphins RPO attack a couple of weeks ago, how much does that help prepare you guys for going against them this week?
Yeah, it definitely helps. We got a taste of it. I think we have a fairly good plan as far as defending it, knowing what's coming. So yeah, it definitely helps that we've played them. We got to do a better job than we did, obviously, the first time around, and we will.
And how much does, because there are just a few plays where they're able to get success with the RPO because of just bad eyes. So how much of a focus this week will be on just having good discipline and having good eyes to defend the RPO?
Yeah, absolutely. Their RPOs, they come out of some formations that we absolutely have to identify and understand, okay, this is when it's coming. And it's like you said, you have to have great eye discipline, great discipline altogether within the scheme, within the defense. And I think the fact that we played them and we're familiar with them, I think that definitely can help. But we got to play better than we did the first, or we're not going to give our team a shot. But I have complete confidence that we will play better.
Jeff, how would you assess Ashton Davis's season?
Like Ashton would probably tell you the same. He's still a very young player by every account. He's learning. He's growing. Part of growth is failure. Part of growth is success. Part of growth is, it's all these little road bumps that young players and rookies go through. And he's having those. And like we expected that he'd have. There's been moments where he's absolutely he showed us what he's capable of becoming. a rangy safety with speed and instinct and ball skills, and then there's times where there's parts of his game that absolutely have to improve. He'd probably tell you firsthand that his tackling needs to improve. And at times his eye discipline needs to improve. Both things come from experience. Both things come from deliberate work and practice. And the reason I'm confident that he's a guy that can overcome those struggles is the fact that he's just so committed to it. Has a fantastic mindset and work ethic, and he's a guy that comes out here regardless of the situation, regardless of our record, regardless of how we've been playing. He approaches every day the same way. So he gives himself the best shot to be successful.
Jeff, how much
you
of
talked earlier about veterans protecting themselves. When you look at CJ, how important is his leadership? Like you talked yesterday about he wants to be a guy that they look at and young guys come to. How important is his leadership right now when you guys are, out of the playoff contention, but you're still trying to build something?
It's so imperative. It's huge. We are so fortunate as an organization and as a defense to have someone like CJ Mosley. He is just, if there's an opposite of protecting yourself, he is that. He is a guy that is, throws his body around as much as I've seen any football player I've ever been around, coaching or playing. He's another guy that is absolutely team first, and he's selfless in every way, and he's tougher than shit. And, like Quinton, he'll be another reason that this thing turns, because he gives these younger players, not even just younger, but he gives the entire team just such a clear demonstration of what it's supposed to look like, and what a winning defense and a winning team looks like. Guys that play with the passion he plays with, the toughness he plays with, that prepare in the way he prepares, and how diligent he is and how detailed he is. He's going to be a huge part of this building turning the corner. He is.
Jeff, how much of a problem, how much of a challenge will it be to try to take away Jalen Wade from the Miami Dolphins?
Yeah, he is proving to be one of the better receivers in this league, and he's going to be a guy we're going to have to absolutely focus upon. The problem with the Dolphins is they've got 88, they've got Waddle, now they got Parker coming back. So very challenging from that perspective. Like they have, it's going to be hard to focus on one guy. So at times, we can help and bracket and give insulation to and double and do the things that are necessary. At times, the guys are going to have to stand up, and be a great test for our defense from that standpoint, because they do have so many weapons, especially in a third down capacity, where they really get guys isolated and they work matchups.
Take a couple more for Coach. A couple more.
Jeff, the Dolphins obviously have some issues at running back right now, and I don't know at what point of this week that's going to clear up. How do you handle that from a game planning perspective of just what to expect personnel wise from them when teams are dealing with these COVID issues?
Yeah, I would look at the Dolphins as a team that likes to have balance, and sometimes the balance gets out of whack because the RPOs can flip it either way. But I think the fact that they are committed to the run and balanced, that, regardless of who is up at the running back position, they'll have a running game. Duke Johnson, who's a guy that's, he's on their roster. I know he hasn't been elevated a whole lot this year, but a guy that's absolutely capable of running in this league. And he's been a top-tier running back at certain points of his career. They got a couple other guys, too, that they have on their practice squad that can be elevated, that know the system. And at the same time, the three guys that they said had COVID, I guess all three are vaccinated players. So with the current policy as it is, they still have an opportunity to come back. But, if they don't have their full stable running backs, definitely you could see more pass. Definitely you could see more 0-2, 0-1 personnel groupings where they have no running back on the field. That's something that they did even with the backs healthy. So definitely there's something that they're familiar with and they can do.